Most of us think trust issues are only with other people. But the truth is, the deepest trust issues are with ourselves. And if you don't learn to rebuild that trust, you keep doubting every decision you make. Especially if you're someone who's working on their confidence, trying to change their identity, or someone who's been in trauma like myself. Rebuilding that trust with yourself is so important, because when you want to go to the next level, you want to be able to trust your intuition. You want to be able to know when it's time to stop, to change direction, or to pause. And building that trust with yourself is so critical. I know this from experience. For years, I would make promises to myself like waking up early, eating healthy, or finally saying no to things that drain me. And I'll break those promises. And every time I did, I tore down my confidence. And the more I let myself down, the harder it became to think I could ever change. Rebuilding trust with yourself isn't about big transformation overnight. It's about making one small promise you actually keep. For example, if you are adding a new habit to your routine, one that you haven't done, instead of you going big, for example, doing it 5 days a week, how about you start with 1 or 2 days a week? It sounds small, but every time you follow through, your brain gets proof that it can count on you. And that's where self-trust is born. That's where self-confidence is born. The more your brain gets proof that, okay, she said we're going to do this thing. Even though we didn't do it perfect, we still did it. Now I know that every time when she's going to say something, we're going to follow through. So I can trust her. That's where self-trust is born. Think of it like any relationship. If a friend constantly breaks promises, you stop trusting them. But if they show up, even in little ways, that trust grows. You have to rebuild that same relationship with yourself. Even if you don't make it 100% how you said you were going to do it, the fact that you showed up, the fact that you did it is proof to your brain that when I make promises, I do them, even if it's not perfect. When I started rebuilding trust in myself, it wasn't perfect. But now you probably know my story, but I grew up having to please others to feel accepted, to get compliment, to feel safe. I had to please others. So people pleasing was probably my identity. And even now, that identity sometimes comes back in, but since I now know the type of identity that I want to have, since now that I have trust in myself, when that identity comes back, it's easy for me to recognize it, because I not only that I have trust in myself, I also able to tune into my intuition. So when something is wrong, I'm easily able to catch it. But I'm telling you this because when I started, it wasn't perfect. I didn't go big. I started small, just answering, journaling 1 question a week or even 2 questions a week. Like I said, it wasn't perfect. But every time I showed up, I felt a shift. I wasn't just talking about changing, I was living proof of changing. So you don't have to start big, but like, for example, if you're starting with journaling, something that I did first, and therapy, but it wasn't like answering questions every day. Like I would start off with 1 question and then just go on with my day and come back maybe 2 days or 3 days later and answer another question, just going layer by layers. Because healing is not supposed to be a chore, right? You don't want to make it as something that you have to do. It's something that you want to do because you want to be better. You want to heal your trauma. Because once you get rid of all those anger in you, resentment, you feel really light. I don't know, maybe you probably know what I'm talking about, and if you do, please let me know in the comments. You just feel like something has been taken off your body or something like that. So again, you don't have to start big, you have to start small, especially when it comes to rebuilding trust in yourself. So here's your first step. Pick one small promise today and keep it. Don't underestimate how powerful that one act is, because every time you show up, you're teaching your brain, I am someone I can trust. If this resonates with you, make sure you're here for part 2, where I will share how to stop self-sabotage once you start rebuilding that trust. Because one thing that is really powerful and like I am grateful for, because our brain is made to protect us, to keep us safe. So whenever you're trying to probably get rid of your old identity that was built on trauma, your brain is gonna do everything that it can to stop it. So you're gonna self-sabotage, and obviously it's conscious, like you're not unconscious. You don't know that you're doing it, but it's happening because your brain doesn't know that if you change that identity, if you're gonna be safe. For example, me, I had to people please to feel safe, to get accepted, to feel loved. So when I was starting to get rid of that, my brain didn't know I was gonna be safe, because my whole life I had to do that, and I was able to survive off that. So whenever you try to get rid of that identity, your brain is gonna want you to not get rid of it. So you're gonna self-sabotage, and it's so important for you to catch this so you're able to go to the next level. So be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.